Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to our afternoon session. Like yesterday, I was afraid that you may fall asleep or doze off after lunch. It's not easy. But today, you will have to work. You'll have to write something. So even if you feel sleepy, you'll have to stand up and write. But you have to write. So today we'll be discussing briefly on the concept of journaling. And I want to share some thoughts. But I also want you to do some exercise. Otherwise, it will be theory. Are you open to writing some things?
Yes.
Yes? So we'll call it micro journaling workshop, not actual journaling. Because journaling is like, okay, before we get into this, what do you understand by the word journaling? What do you think it means? Writing down day-to-day emotions. Writing down your day-to-day emotions is journaling. Writing down emotions as per now, that's jot them down, that is journaling. Putting down what's inside on paper is journaling, right? Anything else? How is it different from, okay, you want to say something on journaling?
I would put down gratitude.
Gratitude is also journaling. Writing down thanks. How is it different from diary writing? Have you heard of diary? People keep diaries. How is journaling different from diary?
Diary is more day-to-day chronological.
Yes, excellent. Diary is generally what happened today. I woke up at 5, I cooked breakfast, I went, I purchased this grocery, I met my friend. That's diary reporting. Journaling is going deeper. Journaling is giving a purport to the activities. So, now in Hare Krishna, we chant, we read Bhagavatam, we worship deities. But why write a journal? Where has this come from? And what does Srila Prabhupada say about it? So there is one lecture by Keshav Swami Maharaj, Swami Bhagavan Keshav Swami Maharaj, which I love that class. He speaks how our parampara is all about writing. He gives examples, starting from Vyasdev, how everybody in our parampara is writing all the time. So Srila Prabhupada has emphasized a lot on devotees writing. So if you're interested, I have not brought my audio device. There is one lecture of Srila Prabhupada given on August 14, 1972, Los Angeles. It's a lecture on Brahma Samhita verses. So I request all devotees to, if you get time, please hear that class. It's available, I guess, online. Or there's an audio device. I don't know if you have it at the manor. It contains all of Srila Prabhupada's lectures and conversations. Yeah. So there is this August 14, 1972 Los Angeles lecture of Srila Prabhupada where he says to the audience, all of you, write. No, he just says 5 times. Write. 2 lines, 4 lines, 1 paragraph, 1 sentence. Write something. Write. So I had never heard Prabhupada say anything. I don't think anything can be more emphatic than this. Like he's literally screaming and literally shouting, right? And then he gives a logic. He says that our process is Shravanam, hearing, which we discussed yesterday afternoon. And then Prabhupada says our process is Kirtanam, which we discussed today morning. Then he says Shravanam, Kirtanam is our process, but our process is also Smaranam. What is Smaranam? The remembrance of Krishna. And then Prabhupada says, writing is the best way to remember Krishna. Writing is not different from Smaranam, which is one of the 9 processes of devotional service. So when you are writing, you will see that it's easier to remember Krishna than when you sit down like this and remember Krishna. And all the bhakti we do, all the rules and regulations we follow. Anybody done Bhakti Shastri course here? Wow, so many of you. Wow, great. So this is a question for all of you. What is the essence of all the rules and regulations in Bhakti Yoga? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And if ultimately the goal is to always remember Krishna, writing will help us remember Krishna. You try this. We'll do this after some time, an exercise. Write a prayer to Krishna and stand in front of Krishna like this and pray. See the difference. See how much your mind wanders when you're standing in front of Krishna. with your palms folded, and see how less your mind wanders when you have a pen in your hand and you write a prayer. One day I was standing in front of our deities in Radha Gopinath temple, ISKCON Chowpatty. I was praying like this. Krishna, please. I'm not saying it loud, because if you say it loud, people get bewildered. So I was praying to the Lord like this. This is what I was telling in my mind. Externally, I was standing like this. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Bhagwan Ki Jai. Externally, I was saying like this. Externally, I was standing like this. Internally, I was praying like this. Krishna, please help Mangesh save his marriage. He's going through a divorce. Please. His wife's name is, I'm changing the names. We'll call her Shifali. Mangesh and Shifali are going through a divorce. Krishna, please help them. Both of them are very nice. Now, this is how I began the prayer. I'm standing like this in front of Radha Gopinath. People are thinking I'm praying. And I am praying. I'm saying, Krishna, please help Mangesh and Shifali save their marriage. And then suddenly my mind is on my left side. Mind starts talking. Oh, Shifali, she is the one to be blamed for the mess in this marriage. I'm like, yes. I'm looking at Radha Gopinath, but I'm listening to my mind. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Shifali, she is responsible for this marriage. And she's behaving exactly the same way as that girl you know. Some girl who stays in Birmingham. And she's going through a divorce also. And I know her husband also. So my mind is telling me, Shifali is exactly like that girl from Birmingham. And both are responsible for the mess in their marriages. It's not the boy's fault. I'm like, yes. I began by asking for helping Shifali and Mangesh save their marriage. And now my mind is blaming that girl in Birmingham. And then my mind tells me, she looks exactly like your Babi who passed away in that scooter accident in 1996. Do you remember? I'm like, yes. And then the mind is going to that journey, 1996, when my sister-in-law was going in a scooter with her son. And she met with an accident and a big bus hit them and she died on the spot. But nothing happened to her son. And then my mind says, these bus drivers are very rash in India. Remember that bus accident that happened outside the High Court in Mumbai where we were going for a program and that bus hit that taxi and the taxi got crushed? I'm like, yes. The mind is all gone all over the world. And then the mind says, and that High Court, remember? You saw that in 1993 it was raining heavily and you saw one man running with the dragger soaked in blood. Do you remember that incident? You can never forget it for the rest of your life. That happened exactly outside the High Court. I'm like, yes. Oh, that man running with the dragger was exactly out of that movie. You know that movie you saw at Metro Theatre that the hero runs with the dragger? It was exactly like that scene out of that movie. And that movie ran for many weeks in that theatre. Remember you went to watch that movie with Vikas, Siddharth and all the names. And Vikas is in Canada now. And Siddharth is in London, and London is in Birmingham. Birmingham, that girl is getting divorced, and then Mangesh. So I come back to Mangesh and Shifali after having roamed all over the world, after having gone back in time. So I've gone all over, I've traversed the whole world, and finally I'm back here in front of the deities, and Mangesh and Shifali. And then a devotee comes to me and says, Prabhu, you are praying so intensely to the Lord. I'm like, yes. I have incarnated to pray for everyone. I'm here to deliver everyone. So we are praying in front of the Lord, but the mind goes everywhere and we don't even realize it because the mind is very fast. Mind is extremely fast. So Srila Prabhupada gave us an amazing technique. If you want to remember Krishna and you are unable to remember Krishna because you're standing in front of the Lord and the mind is running everywhere, try writing it down. When you write, what happens? The mind slows down. Isn't it? Writing, like if you read one page, how much time does it take to write one A4 size paper? It takes 15 minutes to write. 10 to 15 minutes to write one page. And you have to read one page, it takes 3 minutes. Writing slows down everything. It's like driving your car when you are on a highway in the car and you see outside your window, the car is going at 80 miles per hour speed. you don't understand what's happening outside. You see so many trees. I mean, you don't just, the car is running very fast. But if the car slows down, then you see, oh, this is an almond tree, this is a mango tree, oh, there are so many branches, there are so many ripened fruits, oh, there are so many birds, there is a cuckoo bird, there are crows. All the things become clear when the car slows down. Isn't it? Similarly, right now, our minds are running super fast like that car. We don't know what's happening inside. We are running fast from morning to night. But when we write, it's like slowing down the car. And then, this is my desire. These are my emotions. This is what is happening. You become more aware. And then you can come back to Krishna and say, Krishna, I love you. I want to pray. Or whatever you want. You can express more meaningfully. So this is the philosophy behind journaling. Is that clear? Yes. Now we will do one practical exercise. And you will see how powerful journaling actually helps you to pray to Krishna and remember Krishna. So I will need your complete attention now, because the next 5 minutes I'm going to explain to you one technique of journaling, which if you practice right now, your life will change dramatically. Are you ready for it? Yeah. Okay. This is called Prayer Awareness Journal. There are many types of journaling, which today we'll only do one. I just want you to get an idea of what journaling is. So, by Krishna's mercy and by all of your love and best wishes, my next book is coming out next month. It's called Navigating the Overthinking Trap. Many people are victims of overthinking. And there are 5 chapters in that book. One chapter is only on journaling. It has almost 50 pages. So there are many techniques of journaling I've shared there. And I'm going to share right now only one of them, because this is the most powerful technique of journaling for Hare Krishna devotees. This is called Prayer Awareness Journal. Okay? So before this, let me summarize. We discussed how journaling is different from diary writing, because diary writing is simply noting down the events. Journaling is giving a purport to them. And journaling is not different from which of the 9 limbs of devotional service? Smaranam. And what is the essence of all devotional activities? Smaranam. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And what is the basis of journal writing? Srila Prabhupada's lecture given on August 14, 1972, Los Angeles. Okay. Now, please understand the theory of Prayer Awareness Journal, and then you write. I'll tell you when to write. You have kartals? No? It's here? Yeah. So when I play the kartal, you'll start writing, and when I again play the kartal, you'll stop. So till then, just listen to the idea of what it is. First, understand what is awareness. This video camera is observing me right now. The video camera is not judging me. You may be judging me. You may be thinking, oh, is the class going to be long? What is he speaking? Oh, this is interesting. This is not interesting. But the video camera is observing without judging. Generally, when you examine your own life, you're always judging. I am bad. I am good. I am not happy. Maybe I did this wrong. I am asking you to switch on the video camera inside of yourself. Observe what's happening inside without judging. Imagine there's a video camera switched on inside. That is called awareness, which means, like let's say you start feeling hungry, or you want to go to the washroom. And as soon as you practice awareness, that's like the video camera being on. Okay, my mind is saying, I need to go to the washroom. My mind is saying, he wants food. Or this person is, I am worried, like sometimes you are worried. What will my mentor say if I do this? What will my boss tell me tomorrow in the office? So when you notice, I am noticing that my mind is worrying about tomorrow, that means you are practicing awareness. The moment you step back, you go one step back, that is awareness. There is a difference between observation and judgment. All of you are clear? Observation is simply observing without passing any judgment. I'll tell you one sentence. How many of you are familiar with cricket? Cricket. Virat Kohli, have you heard the name of it? Virat Kohli is the greatest cricket batsman in modern era. Is this an observation or a judgment? Judgment. Virat Kohli has scored 51 international centuries. Observation. This room is very hot. Observation. It is 25 degrees Celsius now. Observation. Observation, judgment. Similarly, I am bad, I am good, I am not happy. All this is judgment. But when you observe, my mind is not happy. My mind is saying this. Everything when you put it as a third person, when you separate yourself from your mind, you are practicing awareness. That is awareness. What is prayer? Prayer is the soul offering emotions to Krishna. So imagine like this, you are at the center and on your right side is Krishna, who wants to hear your prayer. And on your left is your mind. You are at the center, mind is on your left, on your right is Krishna, and we are supposed to turn to our right or to our left? Right. And offer our heart to Krishna. But we are unable to offer our loving emotions to Krishna and unable to turn on the right side because our head is tilted towards the left, where we have Mr. Mind, who is a 10-foot tall, huge, ferocious demon with horns coming out, who is constantly ranting, non-stop. And we are looking at him and saying, yes, sir, we are saluting, yes, boss, whatever he says, yes. And he is non-stop talking. And we are just listening to him all the time. We have no time to listen to Krishna, who is wanting to tell us something very beautiful. Krishna's love is beckoning us, but we have no time to hear that, no time to connect with Krishna. The mind is constantly ranting. So therefore, our prayer to Krishna is not carrying that energy because we are mind worshippers, not Krishna worshippers. Therefore, we practice awareness journal to puncture the mind's rant. So what do we practically do? We do something like this. Now all of you have paper and pen. When I say start, you will write the first, there will be 3 paragraphs. And these 3 paragraphs will repeat again and again. The first paragraph, you will start writing a prayer to Krishna. Like you will say some things like, Krishna, I love you. Krishna, I want to serve you. Krishna, please let me chant attentively. Krishna, please help the devotees of the volunteers team. Or whatever you want to offer from your heart. Please help my children, my daughter, my son. Offer a heartfelt prayer. And as you're writing this prayer, if you feel the prayer is carrying your voice, no, it's you. Great, go on writing prayers. Don't stop. Let the first paragraph be the only thing that you're writing in this journal. That's your prayer journal. But let's say you're an ordinary person like me, you're fallible, and you are unable to offer a heartfelt prayer. At some point of time, as you're writing this prayer, you feel this prayer doesn't carry, it's not, have you experienced this sometimes when you pray, you feel you're not actually praying from the heart. So if you feel artificial, if you feel it's not me, then stop, end the first paragraph, over. Start a fresh second paragraph where you simply write what the mind is saying without judging. Just write down. The mind is now saying that when will this seminar end? What do I have to buy for groceries tomorrow? And tomorrow I have to go back to office. Whatever the mind is saying, don't put your emotions in it. Just observe like a video camera. Whatever the mind is saying. Mind is saying drink water, right? Don't get up and drink water. Just don't act on what the mind is saying. Just put it on paper, whatever the mind is saying. And just keep writing. And at some point of time, you will see the mind becomes quiet. Mind has nothing to say. Because you have apprehended the thief, you have apprehended the culprit. So it's like a tantrum throwing spouse, you've just given, yes, tell me. And then whatever he or she had to say, everything is done with. Ho gaya bol ke. And the mind is quiet. Mind has nothing to say now. So when the mind is quiet, You'll go blank. You'll feel like, mind is saying nothing. That's your moment to grab. That's when you stop the second paragraph and start the third paragraph. And what do you write in the third paragraph? The same thing you wrote in the first paragraph. Just repeat it. Krishna, I want to serve you, whatever. And you will see a major difference. The sentences are same, the words are same, but there is a big difference. Why? Can anyone guess what is the difference now? Mind's not active. It's not your mind speaking. It's you. It's your voice. For somebody else who reads your journal, he'll think, oh, these two sentences are same. But you know as you are writing that the second time I'm writing this is carrying my voice. I'm able to say with feeling, Krishna, I love you. Krishna, I want to serve you. You were not able to say that with feeling when you wrote it the first time because the mind was loud. Have you experienced during Kirtan sometimes? The Kirtan is so loud. Like today morning I experienced, I wanted to tell something to Niladri Prabhu. But he couldn't hear, even I couldn't hear what I was telling him because we were right next to the speaker and the sound was so loud. Sometimes it happened that we can't hear what the other person is saying because the Kirtan noise, the sound is so loud. So then we go outside the hall and then we talk and then we can hear. Similarly, sometimes the mind is creating such a loud noise that we can't hear what Krishna wants to say or what I am telling Krishna. So what we are proposing is, okay, just observe the mind. And then you see the mind becomes quiet. And let's say the mind doesn't become quiet. Let's say you are stuck at the second paragraph. Fine. At the end of 5 minutes when I play the kartals, your journaling is over. At least you have done first 2 paragraphs. You know what you will feel at the end of 5 minutes? You will feel, wow, I and my mind are different. And that's a major victory. To realize you are not the mind is a major victory in spiritual life. Unfortunately, our identities right now is merged with the mind. We are unable to separate ourselves from the mind. But imagine you realize at the end of daily journaling exercise, after some days you realize, my mind is here, I am here. I am separate from my mind. It's as if there are 2 people, you and your mind. Isn't that amazing? Many of us, we don't know that our mind is different from us because whatever the mind says, we accept it as gospel truth. But this prayer awareness journal is a great way to separate yourself from your mind. And if you become proficient, you can also start connecting with Krishna. Is this clear? So what will happen when I play the kartal? You are going to start writing what? What is the first thing you will write? Prayer. And how long will you write a prayer? As long as you are able to invest your emotions in it, as long as you feel it carries your voice, you will write prayers. And when you feel it's not carrying the potency, what will you do? You will stop and take second paragraph. What will you do in the second paragraph? Just write without judgment. Simply write what the mind is saying. And how long will you write that? Till the mind stops. And when the mind stops, what would you do? Repeat the prayer that you wrote earlier. Is this clear?
Yes.
This is called prayer awareness journal. And what is going to happen at the end of this exercise?
Separate ourselves.
You will be able to separate yourself from your mind. All of you have access to writing? All of you have access, either a notebook and pen or your computer or smartphone? Yes? You have something to ask? No. Everybody's... Okay, so we'll start. Any problems? Okay, now one very, very, very important thing. I didn't tell you this. You will not stop your pen. You will not stop writing. Because if you stop writing, the mind will take over. If you say, let me think what to write, then the mind has dragged you away. Like when chanting, what are we told? Even if a mind wanders, we are told keep chanting Hare Krishna. What happens if you stop chanting? Gone. So if you stop writing, I've seen devotees, they write journal and they stop. They tell me they're thinking. I said, no, you're not thinking. The mind has taken you away. So don't stop writing, even if you are going blank, even if you don't know what to write. Just write. I don't know what a stupid exercise Prabhuji has given. But I can't stop. I don't know what to write, but I have to keep writing. Let me keep writing. Just keep writing. Is that okay? But you know what to write, right? First is prayer, then awareness, and then again prayer. Your time starts now. You will not stop. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for doing the exercise. So we did it only for 5 minutes. But ideally, if you could do it for 10 minutes every day for a few days, you will feel more confident. And I have given a name to my mind which helps me immediately separate myself from my mind. I give the name Chanchal. It's a very sweet sounding feminine name. So I write something like this. Krishna, I want to chant my rounds very attentively today. Please protect my mother. Please help my brother. Krishna, I love you. And then suddenly I stop. Chanchal says, when will you check the WhatsApp messages? Chanchal says, please call up Abhishek right now. And then when the mind is quiet, then again I start the continue the paragraph of prayers. And again when I feel distracted, again I go back to what my companion Chanchal is saying. So like this, we all have an inner spouse. In the outer world, if your spouse abuses you, you can always complain to the police. But which police station will register your complaint when you say, my inner spouse is abusing me? Which police station will accept that complaint? No one. Psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist will not take responsibility for your life. Psychiatrist will only tell you some tools. But you have to live with, you can't divorce your inner spouse. You can't. Till you die, you are there. Right? Yeah. So therefore, we have to learn to acknowledge the existence of the mind and learn to observe without judging. And then when you offer heartfelt prayers, in that space, when you criticize and when you judge, that's not material judgment. That's nourishing. That's beautiful. But what we did just now is called awareness prayer journal. Actually, we learned 2 types of journaling, awareness journaling and prayer journaling. But what we did was a mixture of both. There's one more journaling which I'll share with you. It is called gratitude journal. You could try this also. Okay, before all of this, ideally journaling is spontaneous. There are no techniques. Ideally, it's like, when you meet someone you love, you don't say, okay, I'm going to talk 1, 2, 3 points first. It's not like that. You talk spontaneously, right? Similarly, journaling has to be spontaneous. But because it is foreign to us, we've never done it. We are giving you techniques, format, structure. But this is just to help you enter the world of writing and become familiar with journaling. Once you are comfortable, then you don't need any of these techniques. In fact, you could have your own techniques of journaling. I'm just giving you this as a startup, just to help you connect to writing. Please don't think this is sacrosanct, this is the way it should be. This is not something perfect. This is just my way of helping you connect to the principle of journaling. Is that okay? Now we have gratitude journal. Gratitude journal is also something very spontaneous. Krishna, thank you for this gift, whatever. You have to spontaneously write. But because we don't know how to practice gratitude journal, I'll share with you steps. First step, when you when I say start, you're going to start gratitude journal, but you're going to start like this. First, you're going to thank Krishna for something specific, not general. You're not going to say, Krishna, thank you for everything. No, thank you for everything means thank you for nothing. Because everything is abstract. Gratitude, what is the first principle of gratitude? I can stay quieter for a longer time than you. Specific, not general. That is the first principle of gratitude. Don't say, thank you, Krishna, for... No. Anything but specific. That is the first. Second, you will thank Krishna for something fresh, which means something that has happened in the last 24 hours. This is called fresh gratitude. Is there something that you can thank Krishna for in the last 24 hours?
Yes.
If nothing, you can go back, maybe in the last 2 days. Okay, if there is nothing, I'm sure there is something you can thank Krishna for in the last 1 week. If nothing in the last 1 week, last 1 year, I'm sure. Something good must have happened to you in the last 1 year for which you can thank Krishna. Nothing since last 1 year, I'm sure there is something good that has happened to you since you've taken birth. Right? So when I say fresh, it doesn't necessarily mean last 24 hours. It means try to connect to something that has happened in the recent past. Why fresh gratitude is powerful is because gratitude can also become mechanical, like japa. Like gratitude, oh, thank you, Krishna. Thank you for giving me my parents. I remember writing this gratitude journal and getting bored because every day I was thanking the same people. My mom, thank you, Krishna, for giving me a wonderful Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Krishna, for... Same thing every day, then it doesn't carry the potency, that energy or emotion is not there. So I decided to change the game. I decided to thank Krishna for something fresh. Then what happens? Then I'm constantly on the lookout. Whole day I'm looking out for something to thank Krishna for. Oh, something good has happened to me in the last 24 hours. Oh, I heard this. I saw this. Like tomorrow morning when I write gratitude journal, there's going to be like Kripamaya Prabhu's lecture, what instruction he gave me when I was leaving. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me instructions through Kripamaya Prabhu. Thank you for, another thing I would thank Krishna is for giving me faith in steadiness in devotional service by seeing the example of Niladri Prabhu. You know him? He's been rock steady for decades. Our Buckland trip used to manage the sound quietly, just always like Paramatma, quietly observing everything. So when I see him, yesterday when I saw him, first thing I went to him and I hugged him because I know him since so many years. I'm like, he's the same. Smiling. So this is very inspiring actually for those, we are all influenced by Rajoguna. So these are all festivals for me, just looking at things which we can be grateful to Krishna for. Devotees we meet, experiences we go through, because Krishna is always advising us, arranging things for us, allowing us to go through certain experiences. So if we keep our eyes and ears open, we'll have plenty of things to thank Krishna for in one day. And it is fresh. It will never get hackneyed or boring. And even when you are not thanking Krishna, you are going on with your regular duties, your antenna will be on. You will be looking out for things to thank Krishna for. So what happens? Inadvertently, you start attracting good things in your life because you are looking out for good things. And what you look out for, that's what you attract. And you will land up in a virtuous cycle, caught in a virtuous cycle of goodness. You're constantly grateful, and then good things happen to you, and you're grateful for those good things, you attract more of those good things. It's amazing. Otherwise, we are right now in a vicious cycle. We are cynical, complaining, lamenting about something, and then we attract that situation again more because we are complaining. And when that situation recurs, we become more cynical. Do you see how we get trapped? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for many of us. So therefore, you want to break negative cycle, start gratitude journal. So there are 3 principles of gratitude journal. I have shared 2. What is the first? Specific. Second, fresh. And third, most important, After you have mentioned a specific thing to thank Krishna for, and after you have ensured that it is something that has happened in the recent past, that means it is fresh, then third is at least one sentence you answer why. Why are you grateful for this thing? When you answer why, you are entering the world of emotions. Like for example, no, it's something silly. I mean, tomorrow in my gratitude journal, it could be something like this. Thank you, Krishna, for arranging excellent lunch prasadam cooked by Radha Shakti Mataji. She made very nice patra sabzi. So this is specific and this is fresh. But now comes the challenge. Why am I thankful for this? I have to write at least one sentence. Why am I feeling thankful because I got such nice prasadam and that patra sabzi? Why? My pen is stuck, but I have to write one sentence. So I write, Krishna, thank you for this because I love good prasadam. I'm a foodie. That's it. Simple. One sentence. It doesn't have to be something exotic, exalted, pure devotional language. It has to be honest, authentic. Why are you grateful for something? That's it. When you answer why, you are going deeper. Otherwise, it becomes lip service. Do you get it? What are the three principles of gratitude journal? Specific, fresh, why. If you do this, you will see your life's spiritual landscape completely alter. It will completely change. You'll always be grateful. And grateful people are always happy. Are happy people always grateful? Not necessary. Not necessary. Happy people may not be grateful always. But grateful people will always be happy. Even though they may be miserable. Gratitude gives you that experience. If you had a choice, okay, I'll give you a choice. Tell me which one would you prefer? Any billionaires here? Trillionaires, billionaires, okay. Okay, if you had a choice, you feel one option is you become a super rich billionaire. That is one choice you have. Would you prefer that? Or you feel like a billionaire? I'll repeat. What is better? You become a billionaire or you feel like a billionaire? You're saying that, but I know what you're thinking. Feel like a billionaire, but you're thinking, I want to be. We all don't mind being a billionaire, but we want to be politically correct, so we'll say, oh, feeling rich is more important than being rich. So if somebody asks you, what is more important, being rich or feeling rich? You will say, feeling rich, but we want to be rich. But deep within you know, feeling rich is better than being rich. Because many advantages. One is if you feel rich, then you don't have to worry about paying taxes. No anxiety. So gratitude practice may not make you rich, but it makes you feel rich. You feel rich. You may not be rich. And then you will see, wow, life is great. Like I have a very dear friend, I spoke about him in the morning, Anand Prabhu. When I asked him, Prabhu, how's life? How are you? Miserable, suffering, but I'm ecstatic. You know what he's saying? He's suffering because that's what material energy is. She's unsparing. So he's going through that like everybody else. But he's ecstatic because he's always grateful, prayerful, chanting. So gratitude that's what it does to you. It makes you feel rich. So can we do this for 5 minutes? Let's say you run out of things to thank Krishna for the last 24 hours. Then you go back 1 year, 2 years since childhood. Okay? We'll do this for 5 minutes. Can you do this? So when I say start, You are going to start writing 1 and 3 points for each gratitude item. What are the 3 things? First, specific, fresh, and why. You have at least 5 to 10 things to thank Krishna for, I'm sure. Right? No? Yes. The time starts now. Haribo. Hare Krishna. Thank you for doing this exercise. So today I shared with you 3 types of journaling: awareness journal, prayer journal, and gratitude journal. You could discover your own different ways of journaling. This is not like the only way. And if you share with me, it will help me also. Like last Sunday, Keshav Maharaj gave Bhagavatam class, CC class in temple, Abhi morning. And after his class, I discovered another type of journaling. He spoke about the 3 principles of humility. He said how humility means to constantly say 3 things: how I don't deserve, how I am not the doer, and third thing he said, how I am das. So then I tried that immediately. So I transformed my gratitude journal to humility journal. The last 24 hours, whatever I did, I had given two lectures in the last 24 hours. So then I wrote about how I am not the doer, how things happened and how Krishna gave me the intelligence to speak certain things. And then I wrote about what all things I don't deserve that happened in the last 24 hours, like the love I got from devotees, the affection from all those different things. And then how I reaffirmed my desire to be a servant. So I saw that I discovered a new type of journaling called humility journal. So you can always keep innovating, revamping. But this is what I've shared with you, these 3, awareness, prayer and gratitude. These 3 are the most powerful. And these 3 is what I always do. Even if I don't practice the other types, there are many other types of journaling which I do on and off. Like scriptural journal, cringe conversion journal, appreciation journal, blessing journal, many journals. But this is one, these are the 3 which I always practice. And gratitude journal is extremely powerful because if we have a gratitude practice, what do you think will happen eventually? What do you think we will, in our relationship with Krishna, what will happen? If you keep thanking Krishna every day, what do you think will happen one day? Krishna Prema. We will love Krishna. You know something interesting? You may not develop love for Krishna by gratitude journal, but you will realize that Krishna loves you. And that's a big deal. I'll repeat, even if you don't develop love for Krishna, if we keep thanking Krishna every day, we will realize that Krishna loves me. And the moment we realize Krishna loves me, then it's a matter of time. You will love Krishna. There was a famous Bollywood song many years ago. Nana karte pyar tumhi se kar baithe. You heard this? Karna ta inkar, magar ikrar tumhi se kar baithe. So we didn't want to love Krishna. We didn't even know who Krishna is. We were like saying no to Krishna all the time. We kept saying no, but because we kept thanking him, eventually we realized, wow, I'm in love with Krishna because Krishna is giving me so many gifts. You know what will happen one day when you keep thanking Krishna for the 10 gifts or 15 gifts, and one day one sentence will inadvertently slip out of your pen and you will be amazed by that sentence. You know what that sentence would come on your paper? You just imagine somebody has done a lot of favors to you and you are thanking that person. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for, because of you I could come to UK. Thank you, Prabhu, because I came to UK and I got a good job because of you. Thank you so much. Prabhu, when I came to UK, you gave me shelter at your house. Thank you, Prabhu. And Prabhu, when I came here, thank you so much. I got married because of you. I got this. I got devotee sangha because of you. I got so many things, Prabhu. Thank you so much. After saying all of this, the next thing that would, if you're thanking someone for the 10 gifts he has given, then what is the 11th thing you would tell him?
I love you.
You may not say that. You have given me so much. You have given me so much. If somebody has done a lot of favors to you and you are like, thank you for this. Thank you for what you have given me. What can I do for you? And when you say that, you mean it, isn't it? So in our relationship with Krishna, if you see, most of us, we have treated Krishna as our servant. We are supposed to be servants of Krishna, but we actually keep asking Krishna for gifts. Krishna is supposed to be my servant. Krishna, give me this, give me this, give me this. So when we thank, instead of that, we thank Krishna. Krishna, thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for this. And then we will land up saying, Krishna, now I want to do something for you. What can I give you? And the moment you say that, you have entered the space of pure devotional service. Because this is a prayer which the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan have prayed. This is what Madhavendra Puri prayed when he went to Remuna to get Chandan, sandalwood, for Gopalji. All our devotees wanted to do something for Krishna beyond themselves. Right now, we are only full of ourselves. So when we start thanking Krishna for everything He's given us, at some point of time we'll say, Krishna, I want to give you something. And that statement would be genuine. It would be really pure. And that will be pure devotional service. So therefore, gratitude journal is extremely powerful. And regardless of the circumstances we are in, regardless of the sufferings we are going through, if we have a gratitude practice, I repeat, you may not be able to thank Krishna for everything that's happening in your life, but you can always thank Krishna every moment. See, you can't thank Krishna for everything, but you can thank Krishna at every moment. I can't thank Krishna for, one of my very close friends died in an accident last year. I can't thank Krishna for that. I mean, I can't say thank you, Krishna. But I can thank Krishna for the association I got from him, or what I learned from him. So gratitude may not necessarily give you stimulation, but it gives you contentment. Like one of our brahmacharis, his father passed away. He was very attached to his father. And so I went to visit him. So 11 days, 12 days, they have this mourning period, and he was there at home. So he was saying something very interesting. He says, my father, I'm not happy that he passed away. How can I be happy? I'm sad. But because he has a gratitude practice, he writes gratitude journal every day. He says, last 11 days, I've been feeling so rich. I've been feeling so contented and connected to my father because of all the things he's done for me. I've been remembering that. So he's been in a space of gratitude. Although he's not happy. You see? So we may not be happy in life, but we'll be grateful. I remember when 11 of our devotees died in an air crash, 2012, we had a massive tragedy in our Radha Gopinath temple. Our devotees had gone to Nepal Yatra, and there was an air crash, and one brahmachari was also there in that. It was a massive tragedy. Everyone was confused, saddened. And then His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj came back from US. He was in US, and he came back to address the community. And we had a 2-day festival, memorial festival, and Maharaj called this as a festival of gratitude. If you see externally, there is a tragedy. Devotees have died. But Guru Maharaj called it as festival of gratitude, because he said, we are not grateful that they have left us. But we are grateful because we trust Krishna's inconceivable plan. And we are grateful for what we have learned from them. So gratitude is something which is beyond happiness. And as Hare Krishna devotees, we need to understand that we can't live a life of sense gratification. We also can't live a life of emotional gratification. We want to go beyond sense gratification and emotional gratification. Emotional gratification is sophisticated sense gratification. Instead of satisfying senses, I'm satisfying my mind and intelligence and ego. But higher than sense gratification, higher than emotional gratification is spiritual satisfaction, which is gratifying Krishna's senses, which is thanking Krishna for the gifts, which is serving Krishna. And gratitude journal is what helps us experience this at a much deeper level. So thank you very much. We have done 3 types of journaling today. What is the first one? Awareness journal, prayer, and gratitude journal. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We can have some few questions, comments. We have time? Yes. We'll have few minutes of question answers, and then Yeah, I have to go for something else.
Hare Krishna. I have a question regards this topic. When is the best time to write a journal? And we talked about the difference between diary and a journal, whereas diary is, itinerary, whereas journal is more of the mood. We don't always, sometimes we really feel like, this is something I should write, but most of the days it's dry, it's not, whereas pen doesn't need to meet the paper. So if you could please share something.
I hear you say two questions. You asked two questions. One is when is the best time to write journal, and second is what to do when I don't feel like writing. Okay. I will answer the second question first. Is that okay? Okay, now one very, very important disclaimer. Please, I am not advocating that all of you should write journals, because as I said in the morning, all of you have enough obligations to do in life, enough burdens, enough responsibilities. I don't want you to go back after this retreat that, Vraja Bihari Prabhu is telling us to write journal also. I already have enough things to do. So please don't write journal. You know what is the main agenda of this presentation? Is to share with you the possibility that we all can have unique ways of connecting with Krishna. For me, it was journaling. For you, it could be, I don't know, poetry, reading, nature walk. I don't know what it is. Somehow, Rupa Goswami says, Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshaya. Somehow or other, fix your mind on Krishna. So if it helps you to fix mind on Krishna through journaling, please, I welcome you. But if you think you already are connecting to Krishna through chanting, through reading, through prayers, through deity worship, then you don't need journaling. I'm very clear, you don't need journaling. The point is, somehow come to Krishna. That is the answer to your second question. So if you don't feel like writing, I can't, I have an answer for that. There are moments when I don't feel like writing, but I write nevertheless. Just like I don't feel like chanting many times, but I chant. So like that, I do write.
But you see the importance. I know that if I can write, I'll have much more clear, thinking. It will definitely be helpful.
Okay, then when you don't feel like, then you should answer one question on your journal. Why do I want to write journal? What am I? Just write what you're feeling now. I don't feel like writing. I'm not able to lift my pen. Write that. That is called awareness journal. Just write what the mind is saying. Mind is saying it's not worth it. Mind is saying I'm tired right now. Mind is saying I should sleep. Mind is saying there are so many important things to do. Why write? And you'll realize you've written half an hour. You can write half an hour the excuses of the mind gives for not writing. So awareness journal is extremely powerful. Whenever I feel bored, I don't feel like writing, I just write down what the mind is saying, why I should not write. So awareness, you practice awareness, either through writing or by just keeping silent. Like the Buddhist people do, they just practice silent meditation and they practice awareness. So writing is the best way to practice awareness. That's one thing. Or you could also try another thing, which is you can keep yourself a promise that I will write every day 2 lines. Even if the roof falls on my head, whatever happens, 2 lines I have to write every day. So you keep a stupid small target, something very small, just 2 lines. So one day what happens, it will become a habit. I remember I had made a target of writing 500 words every day. It takes 45 minutes to write 500 words on my computer, my book. And one day I was very tired and I had just 10 minutes left. I was like sleeping in the night. I said, I can't write 500 words in 10 minutes. So I went off to sleep. So like this, some days I would write 500 words, but for many days I couldn't write anything. And one day I decided to change the whole game plan. I said, okay, I resolve. I am going to write every day 2 sentences on my computer. That's like 45, 50 words. From 500 words, I brought down my target to 50 words. And 50 words is something so simple that it takes not more than 2 minutes to write. And it may seem what a stupid target you kept. But you know what happened? One day my body was paining, I had fever, and I couldn't write anything. And in the night I was going to sleep at 8 o'clock, but I realized I didn't complete my quota. I have to write 50 words somehow. So then with great difficulty, I opened my computer, I started writing. And once I began, I had broken the inertia. I forgot my back pain, I forgot my fever, and I wrote for 1 hour. So, when you keep small targets, it's better to under-promise and over-deliver than over-promise and under-deliver. So, that's the best way to make journal writing a habit. That is the answer to your second question. Regarding the first one, about when is the best time to write, you know best. It's like asking, I love my wife or I love my husband, my partner. When is the best time to connect and speak to her or speak to him? That you know best. How can a third person tell you? So journaling for me is best before Mangalarati. But then I realized that I cannot miss Mangalarati. So sometimes I run for Mangalarati and I come back, and sometimes I write before Mangalarati. So best is early morning. But just like you said, Japa is most important. That's why I said journaling is not important. What is more important is to connect with Krishna. But for me, journaling is most effective when I get up from my bed and the first thing I do is I write. Before even I go to the washroom or drink water. First, as soon as I wake up, write. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I had a chance of attending your journaling workshop last year.
I saw you, yeah.
My question is that journaling is quite a private thing. It's for your eyes only. So, did you always write on the computer, or did you also write, like, I prefer writing on pages, so how would you keep it? How would you collect it, or you keep it?
I write on paper. I wrote on paper for many years, 20 years. But now, because I have no place to keep my stuff, and also I'm traveling so much, so now I write on the computer and an iPad. And this iPad has a pen system, so it gives me the feel of writing. But best is to write on paper. Now it's like, you love someone, you can always send them emojis. And but then when you write on a paper and you send them a card, there's a difference, right? When you say I love you in paper and make a drawing and then you give them a card, there is more exchange of loving emotions than when you just type something. So there is something very peculiar about electronic gadgets and typing. I write my books on computer, but journal I prefer writing on paper. Now I'm not saying that's the best. Keshav Maharaj writes on computer. And even now I'm realizing I wrote on computer last 2 weeks, but since the day before yesterday and today, I was so frustrated with my computer. I just took out my paper. Old conditionings die hard, So then I felt, now I've actually written a journal. So my humble take on this is whatever helps you connect best. Although I personally would prefer paper pen, but I nowadays don't have that bandwidth, the wherewithal, the ability, the facility to. So very reluctantly I write on the computer. But last 3 days I've been writing on paper. So that's my understanding.
But writing on paper is like, you have to keep it on the lock or something?
No, what I do also is, at the end of the year, like every year, Jan 1st to Jan 15th, I go through the previous year's journal, which is around 600 to 800 pages. So then whatever is important, I take it out, I underline it. So then that becomes part of my next book. And the rest of the pages, I burn them or I throw them away. So a lot of my old books, I've thrown them away in the ocean. I just dispose them off. And I still have some notebooks. But eventually, and also you don't have to worry about privacy, secrecy, because nobody is bothered about what you write. Nobody is bothered about us, not you. In a sense, what I mean is nobody is bothered about me, what Vraja Bihari is writing and what. People are busy in their own problems. They don't have time to read your journal. And they don't have inclination. Some of them do they poke their nose in other people's business. There are people like that, but you can always keep it private. But yeah, keeping it under lock, and that's tough. But computer have this facility of password, so that is good. Yeah, I did experience once trouble. Two people, they kind of emotionally blackmailed me because they got hold of my old journal, and they read some things which they shouldn't have read. And I won't say I shouldn't have written. I was just being candid, and then it became ugly. But my faith didn't shake. Because I live in a public space. I'm in a brahmacharya ashram. We had a locker, and it was not brahmachari. Some grahasthas read it, and then something happened. Anyway, yeah, I know what you're saying. Privacy is needed, so you can either keep it under lock or burn the pages after writing, or put it on computer. But my understanding is most of the people are not bothered what you write. Like since 2007, I'm writing every day. Before that also I was writing, but not every day. And I see that most people don't bother what you're writing. They're like, oh, likh raha hai, jaan likho. Nobody has like time to read what you're writing. Because they are busy in their own worries, own problems. Everybody wants to be understood, heard, loved. Nobody wants to see what you are doing. Yes, Mataji, we'll take.
Hare Krishna. I would like to ask you is, when we done the practice writing with the awareness and prayer, mind is quiet. So I think last time to get mind to go quiet and chanting. So have you tried while you writing and then chant those mind will quiet?
Yeah, I did that. I did that for a long time. I would first write journal and then chant.
Okay, and then mind go back again. So you're writing and chanting?
No. Writing and chanting. nahi. Writing or chanting. Not writing or chanting. Then the mind will not give up. Chanting is an exclusive meditation. It's a serious 2 hours of practice, effort. No. Don't get wrong ideas. So what I do is, I do breathing before chanting. Pranayama. And journaling. And then I also offer prayers. Krishna, now I'm going to chant my rounds. Please help me. So I call this as BJP method of spiritual learning. In India, I can't say this because they'll think you are giving subliminal suggestion for political party. BJP is breathing, journaling and praying. So BJP method of spirituality. But while chanting, if you stop chanting and start writing journal, then you are losing connection with Krishna, who has come most merciful in the form of holy names. So that's like an insult to the whole Krishna. Krishna is with you. You are leaving Krishna. So better you write before or after japa. But during japa, be with the holy names. Serve Krishna. Even if your mind wanders, you can say, Krishna, my mind is wandering now. I am coming back to you. Chanting is itself like journaling actually. You're coming back to Krishna. Like in journaling, you keep coming back to awareness. In chanting, you keep coming back to Krishna. Don't try to do both, because then you're trying to be a yogi. You're trying to control the mind. Chanting is not for controlling the mind. Chanting is for offering whatever nonsense, wherever I am, offering that to Krishna. Unfortunately, many devotees, we want to be yogis. We want to be controllers of mind. Even journaling workshops are very popular because devotees think I'll get some control over my life. We all want control. We all want everything to be sorted. But ultimately, success in Bhakti Yoga is, okay, I can't control, but Krishna, I am yours. We want to surrender. So all this journaling is okay to a certain point. But if you think this will help me, I have complete control over my mind and senses, then I'm sorry, it won't. And if it does, then this workshop is a failure, because we are not here to teach you how to control your mind. We want to learn to offer our mind to Krishna. Krishna is Rishikesh. Krishna is the one who will control our mind. So we want to offer everything we have to Krishna. Even if I'm not pure, even if I'm all nonsense, Krishna will accept all the nonsense I am. So chanting is an opportunity to offer wherever I am, whatever nonsense I am, to Krishna. Why do you want to make it everything perfect? Write journal, then chant, write journal. Krishna is not waiting for you to become a pure devotee And then Krishna says, okay, now you offer your chanting. No. Krishna wants you to offer the best you have right now. Is that okay? Yes.